What if you could actually transform your past? Not by, time travel or anything, but by completely reframing it. Today, we're going to walk through a guide for turning your own personal history into this incredible source of strength. The source material calls it an unthinkable goodness. Okay, let's dive right in. So it all kicks off with this really big question. Do you want to cultivate a kind of goodness in your life that's just immeasurable? So big you can't even really conceive of it. I know, it sounds like this huge, impossible task, right? But the way to get there, well, it's actually surprisingly simple. And the good news is, we're not figuring this out on our own. The source gives us a guide for this journey, a figure named Thiện Tài Đồng Tử. And what this guide does is lay out a clear blueprint for how to generate this powerful intention right inside our own minds. So what is this method? Well, we're calling it the reflective path. And honestly, the real beauty of it, the reason it's so incredibly powerful, is just how simple it is. This isn't about some complicated ritual. It's about a direct, powerful action you take in your own mind. It all boils down to just 2 steps. First, step 1 is remember. And this part takes some real honesty. You bring to mind a past failing, a negative habit, not to beat yourself up over it, but just to look at it clearly. And then, and this is key, you move instantly to step 2, resolve. In that exact moment of remembering, you form this powerful intention to purify that thing and to transform. Okay, so let's see what this actually looks like in practice. How do we get from remembering some flaw to creating a powerful new resolution? This is where the theory gets real, and we're going to use a few examples that I think we can all relate to. Let's start with a big one, selfishness. I mean, we can all think of a time when we acted only for ourselves, right? The trick here isn't to get bogged down in guilt. It's to use that memory as a kind of launch pad. You remember that selfish moment, and right then, on the spot, you resolve to expand your heart, to start acting for the benefit of everyone. This works on our inner world, too. Think about those times your mind was just a total mess, just filled with confused, wandering thoughts going nowhere. Well, instead of just letting them drift, you use that memory to forge a new resolution, to consciously steer your thoughts toward clarity, what the source calls right view, which basically means seeing things as they actually are. It's about taking back the controls of your own focus. And, this practice applies directly to our actions. The source is very direct here, using the term evil deeds. So we remember a time we did something we knew was harmful or wrong. The resolution that follows has to be just as direct, to dedicate ourselves to making sure those actions never, ever happen again, and to really get in there and eliminate the root causes inside ourselves. Now this might be one of the most powerful parts of this whole idea. Think about a time you were incredibly diligent, super energetic, but for something that was, let's be honest, pretty useless or even harmful. The practice here is to remember that intensity, that fire, and then resolve to redirect it. You take that exact same energy and you point it towards something amazing and constructive. It's like this brilliant form of spiritual recycling. Now, after you do this work, this constant cycle of remembering and resolving, something pretty remarkable starts to happen. See, this isn't just some dry mental exercise. It produces a very real, a very tangible result in how you feel. And here's the crucial payoff. This constant act of turning a negative into a positive, it actually generates real joy. It's a genuine feeling of lightness, of release, almost like you're actively power washing your own inner world. And that feeling, that's the immediate reward for taking charge of your own mind. But this joy, it's not some kind of blissful ignorance. It's not about escaping reality. Actually, it does the opposite. It grounds you in a really profound insight. The practice asks us to see our own existence with total clarity, as this house, this cycle of birth, aging, sickness, and death. Now, that's not supposed to be depressing. It's the kind of clarity that comes from the joy, and it gives our new resolutions this incredible sense of purpose and urgency. And that purpose, which is born from your own personal joy and this deep insight, it doesn't just stay small and personal. It naturally expands. It grows outward, leading you to a commitment that is just vast in its scope, a vow that ends up including all of existence. And here, you can see the ultimate expression of that expanding purpose. It just keeps growing, from transforming one little thought into this universal vow. And in the world of this source, that vow gets really specific. You vow to serve teachers, to uphold teachings, to travel everywhere to learn, to find wise friends. And you do it all with the ultimate goal of benefiting every single living being and reaching enlightenment. This whole thing is that immeasurable good root we talked about right at the beginning. So you see, it all comes back to the incredible, almost unbelievable power of a single conscious thought. This entire massive journey from one small selfish memory all the way to a universal vow for all beings, it all starts with that simple little loop of remembering and resolving. A whole universe of goodness can literally be born from one single moment of mindful intention. So, after all that, this whole grand cosmic system brings us right back here, right back to you, right now. It all starts with one small step. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What one past failing, what single memory that you have, could you choose to transform into a brand new resolution today?